Hello and welcome to Cinemastrophe. I'm Perignon, saving you from getting ripped off. Well, it's March. You know what that means. Time to review another fucking Leprechaun movie.
Why the hell in God's name do they continue to make these things? They only seem to get worse each time, and yet Morris Davis continues to have steady employment. The only answer I could come up with is, like furries, there's a small group of people with a fetish for half-size shoemakers dressed in green, and these movies are really being made as softcore porn for them.
I wonder what you would call such a group. Leppies? Leprechaunis? Midget lovers? Anyway, the point is, a resound critic such as myself can't help but detest such vile, unclassed movies such as these. Well, but Robert Ebert praises those movies as well, proving how impeccable my taste really is.
I hope you had sex last night, because I'm going to come over there and cut off your dick.
Oh yeah, Ice-T's in this too.
Oh, bets! Oh! What the fuck did you think? What the hell I was going to do? Every time I stand in front of you, so you thought of disrespect. How far can you take that bullshit? Now it's time to get this shit on. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, bats!
Come to do no good. Left in the hood when we're bad, we're good. From the cliffs of Moor to your front door, better turn up the lights and pray some more. We're gonna party.
So the movie starts out with the Leprechaun rhyming, yeah, we're back to that shit again, about his gold and a magic flute.
Flee while you can. The future's not good. For no one is safe from a lep in the hood.
The movie then cuts to the 70s where Ice-T and his partner are using a treasure map to find gold buried in the subway. There are so many questions to go with that statement alone. Who would bury gold in a subway? Subway pirates? Were subway pirates common in the 70s? Did they ride in 3-car long trains with cannons attached to them? If you own gold, why are you burying it? Wouldn't a safety deposit box be a better place to store your gold if you didn't want to cash it in? And who did they buy this map from? Was it the owner or someone else who found the map? If it was from the owner, why would you make a map to your gold and then sell this map to someone else? If it was someone else who found the map, why didn't they go looking for the gold themselves? Who would leave a perfectly good burger and a 6-pack to go to waste like that? Do they not know there are starving kids in Ethiopia who would kill for that burger and a 6-pack of that cold mold shit that don't exist? How long has that stuff been sitting there? It looks pretty fresh. Does that mean that someone's living down there? If so, where are they? Were they the ones who sold them the map? Why would they do that? Were they that strapped for cash? If so, why not just sell the gold? Is the movie trying to say that they were conned into buying a fake map that just happened to lead to real gold? What are the odds of that happening?
What movie are we watching again?
Finding the Leprechaun and his gold, they start packing up the gold, and when Ice-T's partner takes the medallion off the Leprechaun comes back to life. Oh, come on, they could have at least used a metal tip afro pick. The Leprechaun backs Ice-T into a corner, but he manages to get the drop on him. Yeah, because perfectly around his neck was the only way it could have landed. We then jump 10, 20 years later, who the fuck knows, where we meet,
Who are these guys?
Postmaster P, Stray Bullet, and Butch.
Well, there goes any hope of any competent protagonists.
They're auditioning for a rap gig that is supposed to somehow help them get into a competition in Vegas when they blow up the stage. No, no, no. You blow up the stage after you finish your performance, not during.
Unless you're Jerry Lee Lewis, in which case you just set your piano on fire.
And I almost get my ass blown to bits by a virgin.
Say, kids, what time is it? That's right, bad racial stereotype time. When a movie starts portraying characters in a way written by a suburban white guy who's never interacted or even heard the youth of the stereotype he's writing about.
Affirmate this, motherfuckers. If we don't get this equipment fixed, we ain't winning no contest, we ain't going no Vegas, and we ain't ever leaving Compton.
Butch, what'd it take to get that shit fixed?
What'd it take to get this shit fixed? A whole lot of money.
The real Jimi Hendrix. Boy, where you get this guitar?
It was my Uncle Junior's.
Yeah. He got it from Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, that's right. When they used to play together. At Psychedelapalooza in 1971. There it is. So what do you give us for this piece of music history, Jackie?
I give you about 5 seconds to get up out my shop. I'm in here bullshitting with this piece of crap.
It's Jimmy's signature for real?
Man, who else you know signed his name like that?
I look stupid. Everybody knows Jimmy died in 1970. You try bullshit. Ciao.
After failing to sell their guitar, which they just dump in a dumpster. Seriously, why would you throw a perfectly good guitar into the trash? They run into Ice-T, who now owns his own record company. After listening to their demo, he decides that it's total shit and wants to change their entire image.
Look, no matter how nicely you dress up dog shit, it's still dog shit.
I don't know, man.
You don't know. Get the fuck out of here.
Matt, look, let me talk to you. We want to do this, you know what I'm
What's the matter
saying?
with you, kid? You deaf? Or you just dumb like your mom, so I got to come over there and bitch smack you like I used to do her?
Because of the disrespect they received from Ice-T, they decide to steal the medallion they saw around the Leprechaun's neck in Ice-T's office. During the robbery, Ice-T walks in and Post accidentally shoots him.
Oh shit, you don't tilt that motherfucker! Yo, get the door off that motherfucker, man.
Before they can make it out the door, the Leprechaun comes back to life, which the boys' response is to shoot him.
Well, that wasn't very PC of them shooting a leprechaun just because he looks different. When will the hate end, man? When will it end?
I just want to say, you know, can we all get along? Can we get along?
Ice-T survives a gunshot thanks to the medallion he was wearing and comes to just in time to see the Leprechaun.
But still I see you're a big fat ass.
He goes to the nearest club and calls his driver, telling him to bring guns, and then smokes a joint with the Leprechaun.
Look, selling drugs in elementary school is one thing, but when you start pushing on our imaginary creatures, you've gone too far. Why, just look what it did to the My Little Ponies!
After ripping off Ice-T's finger, he tells him to go find his gold. Elsewhere, the gang is buying new equipment with the gold they stole, where the audience discovers that the flute has magical powers.
What?
You're so dreamy. Ice-T goes back home where he finds the Leprechaun's medallion on the floor, who wants to go get his gold back from the pawn shop owner by turning into his ex-wife or girlfriend or something. At least that's what I think he does. I'm not really sure since he's in the trunk while the guy dies. Maybe the guy died of a heart attack, which I really couldn't blame him for. You drop dead too if you're ready to get your groove on and that turned around in your face. Ugh, looks like old shriveled up balls. Meanwhile, the boys are celebrating being hardened criminals by throwing a party. Postmaster P is feeling a bit down at the moment because he, you know, killed a man. Darn that pesky conscience. If there was only something that could relieve poor Post of his guilt.
What's up, little bitches?
Hooray!
Wait, he's trying to kill him, so... Congratulations, you're not a murderer?
With my fucking flute!
What flute you talking about, Mac? We ain't got no flute, man.
Motherfuckers think I'm bullshit. That motherfucking head up.
We don't have no flute!
Ah, shit! Fucking finger!
Let's go! Let's go, man!
Kill those motherfuckers!
They decided to stay at a drag queen's house named Fontaine because Ice-T is repelled by them, I guess, where Post figures out that the flute will hypnotize anyone into liking their music. I think. The movie isn't exactly clear on what the flute does or why the Leprechaun wants it so bad other than it's part of his hoard. Ice-T's character used it to build his record label, but the movie never says how, just that it did, which is why he wants it back so badly.
I'm starting to think this script wasn't well written.
I also think this is the scene when the actor playing Post realized what type of movie this was and got real depressed since he refused to emote any other emotion.
Shit, boys was too fine tonight.
Who he was talking to? You. Hey, homie, he was talking to Post, nigga.
Fuck that.
Dad already got a phone call telling him that his mom died. The Leprechaun shows up and Fontaine takes him into his room, which leads to the cliche mistaking cries of death for moans of pleasure.
Mr. Funny Boy got company.
Okay, now I'm really starting to think this script wasn't well written.